We're starting another day on Valley View Farm. Last stream I did, we pretty much got most of our fields harvested. We got the coffee harvested. And now we're working on prepping our fields and getting our fields re-sown. Money's up a little bit. We've sold some of our sorghum stores. We've sold some of our mustard stores that we had in the silo. We've also sold off some wood chips and some rice. We've got more rice to sell, and we've got more crops to sell. I'm getting ready to go down to Valley Mart and sell our coffee off. That coffee field, which is right here, I think it's field 10. Yeah, make sure it's field 10. Yeah, field 10, we sold off. That coffee harvest yielded just slightly over 256,000 liters. And we're going to take this down. We're going to take a little over 200,000 liters to sell. Let's get. They've got the best price being offered. I've currently got a worker over on 16. He's cultivating. We're going to plant corn there. We got one other field to cultivate, and then we got our own rice to harvest, and we got all these other fields. Oh, we also sold off some of our carrots and our cabbage, so the money went up. With that money banked, I took the Russell mash and both the corn header and the combine header down to the market and sold it, and I purchased a new harvester and combine header. I need to purchase a corn header because we have a contract on field 13 to do, I believe it's sunflower. Slowly down there while workers doing that field. We got our wheat harvested, so we got all our crops done. That coffee harvest took about 4.5 hours doing it by hand because the worker, I don't say he's unreliable, but I say that the worker, when it's in the coffee harvester, or also known as the grape harvester, he hits every other row, similar to the way, say if you're planting trees, say like poplar trees for poplar harvests, it plants a row, skips a row, plants a row, that kind of thing. Well, that's the way it does when it's harvesting. And there were times it was skipping not just one row, but 2 rows. So I decided to do it off screen and do it manually. That was about 4.5 hours. But we got it, got the field plowed, got it re-limed, recultivated, and then we got mustard in there. We got our sorghum harvested off of the field 9. Some of that went to be sold, some of it stayed, we kept back in the silo for later. We repurposed that field, and we planted grass. We need to do a hay, we need to do a hay harvest, get that last step towards getting our dairy herd up. Night before this morning, the price was higher at Centertown Supply, which is back here up on the hill, just right below the farm. But that price has gone down to $1,100 per 1,000, and Valley Mart is paying $1,800 per 1,000, so we're gonna get some money off of that. Hopefully that'll bring the money back up again. so I can purchase some more equipment. I'm thinking about either selling the Massive. I'm not probably going to keep the Massive. I'm thinking about selling the Fent. I'm probably going for another JCB tractor. I don't know if I'll go for the JCB that we lost and launched in space when we were packing silage, or if I'll go for another JCB. But the money is going up thanks to the coffee. We still have about 50,000 liters left to sell. We'll keep that in store just for emergency, fund wise. I'm thinking about also, instead of just keep on leasing a root crop harvester, I'm thinking about buying one. So that may be the next stream when I do that, because I'm going to plant, I'm going to do some grapes. But I got a feeling and a sneaky suspicion that these cows are going to take more of this TMR, grass, hay, and straw for bedding. They're going to probably take something else, like these sheep will take red cabbages, and chickens took either carrots or potatoes or sugar beet. Sold off the cedar, the one cedar we had, the Vetterstad cedar. I sold off one of the 7-meter plow, not the Lizard 6-meter, but the 7-meter plow, because it has no problems to it. I just didn't need it, and it's not foldable. And if I had a plow job down here, I need something that's going to be fold up. What I plowed the fields with, I got the John Deere 12-meter plow. It's a drag behind, it's not a 3-point link. And I didn't know if I could get across that bridge, but I took it across the bridge when I leased it to plow my fields up. And I'm like, I'm probably going to just go ahead and buy it outright. That way there's no more releasing on that too. I could go with a bigger cultivator, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stay with the cultivator that we've got. Let's pull in here for a second. Let's go in the shop here, and let's, since our money's up, alright, what we need is a corn header. Get a corn header trailer, and you'll see what I'm going to go for in a second. This will clue you into as to what harvester I bought. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the plows. I'm going to buy that plow. I'm going to put the drag. No, don't need that. That's what I want, but I don't want no. And then later, with whatever money we have left over, we'll look into buying that root crop harvester. Okay. Come back down for that tractor. Let's take the truck up here and put it back up. Also need to pay on the debt that we have against the lien against the farm. Which was used as collateral for our loan. So pretty much all our fields are repurposed and empty and ready to go again. All except the field over here by the pig pen. I can't remember what number it is right now, but it's the one that's got our rice in it. We gotta get the rice off. silage is ready to go. Excuse me, hit the high note on that one. Our silage is ready to go. But I think I'm just going to leave it be right now until we get some hay going. Let's jump in the old Massey first and run back there and get that plant. Move that. I want to check something here. I've used the class harvester before with the header trailer, and 9 times out of 10, the problem I get if they're unhooked from the harvester is the trailer creeps. I don't know why that is. I hope they fix that. I noticed that water tanker that we bought, it had creeped over a little bit, so that's probably going to need an update. There's some items, I don't know if they've been fixed as far as cedars and other things, that you park them up, and you can park them straight as an arrow, and they'll creep on you. While you're either in the game or when you come back, you'll see that they're moved over, kind of catty corner and slant-wise. It's like you got ghosts in the machine. Then we'll come back later for that header. We'll bring the harvester down here to get it. I think there's a safe way to load it up. I don't have any of those proper head moving tools. I made it across the bridge before when I released it. Let's see if we can make it across now that we bought it. It's tight fit. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but it works. Go. You're probably yelling at me going, why are you driving on the middle of the road? Well, there's no traffic right through here for some reason, so which I'm thankful for. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to move this big old piece of machinery. 16 we're going to put corn in. And I'm going to put some more sorghum up on, I believe it's 12, field 12. Sorghum pays out pretty good money, as does mustard. It takes a little while for the mustard to grow. I think we're going to put some grapes down here on the field by the main shed. I want to do some more cabbages too. I'm probably going to do the standard cabbage instead of red cabbage. Maybe you can do some lettuce. I got a feeling, like I said, these cows are going to take something. It could be grapes, it could be lettuce, who knows. I'd say lettuce will probably be the thing that they'll be asking for. We'll give the cows that. Pretty much all of our fields except 2 are have been plowed already, replowed, so there's no sense in plowing now. Looks like the sheep are producing some more now that we got the cabbage in there at 100%. Alright. Let's take a look and see where our cultivation is. He's almost done. Then we can move him over to field 12 and get that prepped up and ready to go. There's grass in 9. We've got grass on 11. I'm going to probably mow that here later on in the evening and get that for hay. Our mustard is growing. We got, like I said, we got a contract on 13, and we'll take on some more contracts. But I'm going to probably put grape right there in 7. I'm thinking about putting I don't know, I may go with millet right there. I'm going to probably put cabbage and maybe lettuce. And that means I'm probably going to buy 2 or 3 different headers too to go with that harvester. So that's going to add in some money. Slot count wise we're doing okay. Once I get that harvester and get those headers, the only thing I'm really going to be lacking be a feed mixer and maybe a straw blower if I decide I want to use a straw blower. I wasn't hooked. Well, it didn't creep. Well, they must have fixed that issue. That's good. In case you weren't here for the last stream, we put a bridge in our very own to get in, or I put a bridge in so I can move around a little bit better. I say we, but I'm talking about me. This bridge right here between the main road and the farm is it's narrow, but it's not the narrowness that's getting me. It's the little rail that's down there at the bottom of it. I'll show you that here in a minute. Let me pull this thing out of the way. This holds over 17,000 liters, so bigger fields are not going to be a problem. Let me turn on my help menu for just 1 second. I want to show that. Straw is not enabled. I don't want straw. We got enough straw on the barn now. Turn that off now. Straw, so we get sure. All right, we're not gonna get straw. Good. This field more likely had to be. I don't know if it had to be plowed again or not. I think this is the third harvest we got on this one, so we'll probably have to get the old plow out and plow this one. Maybe even lime it too. Let's see. I think on this field I'm gonna put back in maybe soybean. Let me show you what I was talking about on this bridge here. It's this bottom railing that makes it difficult to cross this bridge, especially, you know, even with the small, mid-sized tipper trailer or with the cedar, it's just difficult to get across here. So down where the waterfall is, I put in a bridge. I can't say we again. I put in a bridge so it from one of the bridging packs. Right now I don't have the mods that I'm using listed, but I will. I'll have to get a list of what I'm using and what we're playing with. That way you can go look for it yourself if you're interested in using it on your farm. Looks like our worker's done over there with the cultivating. So we'll go get that tractor and that cultivator and take it over there to field 12. And we'll put a worker over there on that. We'll get down here to the bottom, and then I'll just tab over. want to use the small Joshkin, I think I'll use the RYC semi-trailer to bring it on over here. There's the bridge. It's not as narrow, but you do got to be careful going across it, especially if you're hauling that John Deere plow or you're bringing anything white has a little extra width to it. With the tires I got on the JCB, that can be an issue, especially if you're trying to take the bridge at high speed. Down here to the end down here, and then I'll go jump into JCB. We got to get some planting done here pretty soon. I want to get that corn in the ground as early as possible. Oh, I didn't mean to jump back in that. We're going to go across the narrow bridge. Let's see if we can do it without getting stuck or flying off of it. Last time I about jumped the rail, went into the riverbed. Yep, so I'm on the rail. That's what I was telling you about. It's just a little too those bottom rails. Hang on just 1 second, don't mind. I gotta turn that down. There we go. Now, no more annoying home phone. Everybody and their brother wants to call me on Saturday. But I'm trying to relax and enjoy myself. Grass is up, so it needs to be fertilized. Looks like our mustard's coming in, so it needs to be fertilized. So there's no traffic until you pass the bridge up there on the 2 lanes, so it's no biggie. Let our worker cut the lines for us down here at the bottom. We just need 2, so we can turn around down here at the far end up towards 11. It's not so bad. We'll turn the worker loose and go back to harvesting. I think that seeder that we've got might be able to be used by the Massey. I think the Massey's powerful enough to use it. Let me just go ahead and start on with the planting. trees might give them problems. What we'll do is we'll go down, we'll get down back down to the bottom, turn it around, go one length down, and then come back up this upper side and turn the worker loose. That'll be all she wrote for the set him and forget him. I'm going to try this. I planted those two fields 9 and 10 yesterday. I don't worry about the grass coming due anytime soon, or the mustard coming due anytime soon. But today, when we're planting, we're going to need to stagger our fields. In other words, try to get the corn in on field 16 first, wait a few hours, then plant the next field, because we don't want all our harvest coming due at one time. That's what happened to me this last stream, and I had so many fields to do. I felt like like I said, that coffee took forever. It was like a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest on that one. Alright, let the worker go down this end. I know he's going to miss a little down here at the bottom because there's a little cut at the far end of this field. It's a little bit wider than where he is right now, so I have to come back on it manually. I was talking to a buddy of mine, Man Racing. He's a player of Farm Simulator and Gran Turismo and all those racing games. We were talking about local dairies and dairy farming, and he had sent me a video on, they were doing a silage harvest. They had 4 or 5 of the Krona forage harvesters doing a cornfield. I told him, I said, you know, I've done that before, done on that grand a scale. I did silage harvest, corn silage harvested and everything, dairy farming. It was me and the harvester and 3 other boys with silage trailers coming in beside me to load up and haul back to the bunker silo. Now, we had a bunker silo where it wasn't concrete. It was cut out of the earth. We used concrete tiles as the flooring, and we used concrete tiles that were laced together with rebar. These concrete tiles had holes in them going all the way through them. You could just use rebar, stack them, and make a wall. And this bunker on this dairy farm that I worked at, I mean, it was huge. I could stand the bottom of it, and I'm 6'2", look up to the top of the earth embankment at the back end of that bunker. And there's another good 20 feet high, at least. And we'd pack that thing full of corn silage every year. And we're talking hundreds of acres of silage being done, bringing it in, dumping it, moving it with bulldozers, not telehandlers or wheel loaders, but bulldozers, and getting it up to that very top towards that back end. You could dump off the back end too, but, once you got so much in the front, you could go up to the top and dump in over top of everything else, and just back and do it that way, and bulldozing it, towards the front, just packing it, and then blanketing that thing. I tell you, it was a chore, but it was fun. We talked about that. We talked about prices of milk, and there's different dairies around here in Tennessee where I live that supply the local grocery markets. One of the local grocery markets we have is called Ingles, and it's based out of North Carolina, but they purchase their brand, their name brand, which is Laura Lynn, of milk. They purchase milk from the Salem Dairy here in Jonesboro. It's Sayland, Sayland. They've been around since 1945. They produce their own milk, and the milk goes to goes and becomes Laura Lynn milk for the Ingalls markets in North Carolina and Tennessee and wherever Ingalls may be in the southern area. And then they raise sheep, and the lambs, the sheep, the mutton goes to the local food cities, which are also a local market that was at one time known as the Greenville, Tennessee grocery store, which is about 25 miles to my southwest. And Food City buys from local farmers. Their initials are KVAT, K-V-A-T, which stands for Kentucky, Virginia, and Tennessee. And they buy from all the local farmers as far as milk, produce, veggies, whatever, with a lot of their dry goods coming in from Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan. Let's pop over to the truck here. Go ahead and offload that since we're not excuse my voice, we're not totally full, but we're almost there. So I want to get this cut so we're working from hard to finish it, but I got a feeling I ain't gonna need much of a working to do on this. Let's go up here. I like this pipe. I jumped in the wrong thing. I think we'll take care of this while he's over there doing that. We'll jump out here and turn the truck off. Knock my head on the head. Yeah, they supply all the stores around here, which is, I believe in supporting my local farmer. I used to be a local farmer, so that's one of the reasons why I do it. I try to keep I'm not going to get preachy, but I try to keep things American bought, and the things I buy are American made. I want to keep our farmers in business. I want to keep our grain farmers in business. I want to keep our sheep, cattle, and pig farmers in business. Without them, we don't eat. Without them, we don't live and survive the day. So if you haven't in your lifetime thanked a farmer, next time you see one at the local store or at a produce market or anywhere, walk up to him and just introduce yourself, shake his hand and thank him. You'll be glad you did. Wasn't for them, you wouldn't have your pizza, you wouldn't have your hamburgers or your hot dogs or your sausages or your breakfasts. They keep us going, keep us on our feet. I sit here and think about Farmer Ben, who's a YouTuber, and how he plays this game and does streams, and also how he's a real farmer, and how one of their main crops is sugar beets. I mean, I can't imagine, but that keeps us going. Think about sugar beets and how they're good for feed, cattle feed and horse feed. They're good for making a cheaper form of sweetener or sugar. Think of all the different byproducts that are made from the things that are grown and farmed. You'll be amazed. I was telling Mr. Man that I'd like to get him down on a dairy farm with his grandkids and show him one day what it takes to produce 1 gallon of milk. All the work that goes into it. And he told me that, you know, he worked on a dairy farm when he was younger. Evidently it was family owned. So he pretty much knows what goes into a gallon of milk. When I was working on Silver's Dairy, I have a 30-day month. That was 28 days a month I was working. I only had 2 days a month totally to myself that I was off. And that's because we had an extra hand that could come in and take over when I was gone. There's still some dairies here in Washington County, Tennessee. There's still some in Greene County and all throughout the state of Tennessee, but they're not as prolific or as many as there used to be, thanks to government subsidization, where they came in and bought the farms, bought up all the extra surplus milk, stockpiled it, then turned around and dropped it in the market and drove the price of milk down. And that's what drove a lot of the dairy farmers, especially the third and second generation dairy farmers around here, it drove them out of business. To the point where they had no choice but to sell somebody, you know, bigger and better in order to keep the milk producing going in this area. See how our work was done. He's almost done good. field. Let's see where. I think I'll jump back in the harvester and ride with the worker, and I want to go cut me another bottom headlands and let this turn them loose. And then I'll get the Massey. I believe the Massey can do that. Let's see. I believe that's the right amount of horsepower. I think it's what that seeder takes. Should be able to do it. I think I've done it before with the Massey. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. I believe we can do it. I do want to get that corn going. Okay, let's get one more going right here, just to be on the safe side. Let the worker go, finish it up. Of course, we'll probably be back over here by the time we get Massey pulled on to field 16. This harvester will probably be full again. Rice does put out. Pays okay. It doesn't pay like up there, but it pays okay. It's kind of like your soybean. Soybean is just the opposite. You get less yield but more price. Okay. Line them up here a little bit better. All right, let me chin up in the Massey first. That front weight first. And as far as talking about maybe selling off the Fendt and getting the smaller JCB, but it's still about 300 horsepower, which will do that will run this. I think this is with the Massey we might be maxed out. We might be not maxed out, we're even Steven on horsepower, I think, with the Massey, but I think I like to have a little extra. I'm following my grandfather's rule of thumb that if you got a piece of machinery that needs to be run, you want to be 50 horsepower on up to 100 horsepower better than and above it. We were a little hump. I need to smooth that back out. I thought I had that thing smooth enough. Oh yeah, he's okay. Massey can do it. Looks like he's doing it 9 miles an hour. So that's pretty good. I guess we got enough horse to pull it. I like this little seeder. It's 12 meters and it does every crop type, especially on this map. That's one of the reasons why I sold the other. The standardized seeder off. I figured since I got this, don't need anything else. I mean, that's what, they put me in a bind if I want to sow 2 fields at one time, but I figure why have a worker sowing one field, I can be doing something else. Then we'll come back over here and fertilize it. pull up short because of the tree, but that's okay. We're going to cut across right here. I'm going to go all the way across, cut off that, then I'm going to finish up this top here myself. I'm going to put a worker on this one right now. In a minute. Get this taken care of. That's one of the things I miss being retired is I miss the dairy farming. It's hard work, but I miss it. I miss being on the farm, the milking and the cows and the harvesting and all that fun stuff. I just miss it. It's kind of hard being retired, not having anything to do except sit around, watch TV, or play video games, or read a book, or something like that. Oh, I do get out. I go fishing every once in a while, and I go for little mountain drives. Matter of fact, this week coming up, I think my dad and I are going to take a little country tour between East Tennessee and North Carolina. Like I said, I think our harvester's full now. Finish this little bit up here at the top. At least get started on it, and that way I can bounce back over to the truck. Excuse me. Oh, cotton now. Oh yeah. help that out. This is while my voice is cracking and going and everything. I'm getting ground mouthed. So this field's almost done. I'm going to jump down out of the truck and I want to see what all it's going to need. We'll need linemen. Oh, that's not bad. Lineman and cultivate. So that's okay. That's what 16 needed, but I plowed 16 just to start her off, fresh and scratch. That way I could get the best possible yield of corn out of it. That one's done, so we're going to pick this up. Back over to the massive. See how that our worker's spraying over there. So one thing I love about this tractor, that reverse lights, man, they're brighter than the normal lights. Imagine that kind of lighting system if you had that all the way around. But farming, you could do it at night with a tractor like that. Look at those reverse lights, they're bright. They're the brightest I've seen on a tractor as far as in this. Across, then we'll jump back in the mass. I want to make sure he's okay, the worker's okay. Around and get it started. Full again. Alright. Take a look at our field over here and see what he's done so far. He's doing a good job, eh? About to fill that in for us. Let's take it back over real quick and finish this up. Then we'll come back here in a minute. This again in a minute. Yep, it's full. I'm coming, hang on. Excuse me. That's all planted. Harvester finish off. So far. Alright. Truck. Rice to sell when the price goes back up, that is. Run down the store here in a little while and get that corn header. Bring it up. We're going to start on field 13 in a minute. 2. Right now, though, get back with the worker and I'm going to cut off down here. Bottom, so he has some room to move the top and the bottom. Seeing that he's been doing good so far, which I'm glad. I'll let him make this last run to the bottom, then I'm going to go from here and cut one across and one back over, and I'll finish this off myself. And I'll go up here and cut one more across and I'll turn him loose. And I can get back onto the line of the, what is that number on that field over here? live in field 8. Get the cultivator out and start cultivating on it. The next field we're going to plant is going to be field 12. We're going to put sorghum in that. But that's a little later on down the line in the day. We'll do that. Excuse me. I'm going to work on some of these contracts. Take one across right here, then I'll come back. This corner is going to be going and geared towards pigs and the pig production. Probably asking yourself why I'm doing pigs, since pigs are a bottomless pit. Yeah, well, I just like doing them. And on seasons, you know, raise them up from piglet on up, make some money off of them. Let a worker do one down, one back. The only reason why I let workers do this kind of heddling stuff, because they pretty much do the straight line better than I can do it. I'm normally a little off in my planting. One thing, but the money's gone back up. I'm glad we got a chance to sell some crops off and make some money. That new harvester is going to come in handy, I believe. All right, I was going to say, is he going to turn right or turn left? Turn left, that's good. Cut in another one. Come back down here and I'll finish this little postage stamp. Hopefully. I'm going to cut another one just to be safe on the safe side. I want one off the cliff. I'll do that. I can get the little postage stamp done. I need to get back over there and get that finish on the line. So let's let him finish this one now. Dismiss the worker for right now. Let's go here and finish up this. I think this would be a nice little haul of corn to start with. We'll have to do this field twice in corn just to make sure we have enough to keep them fed. That becomes a thing of wash, rinse, and repeat on certain crop types just to keep pretty much all the animals going. We've got plenty of grass right now for the sheep, so I'm not worried about that. I do want to get some hay done. I can start mixing up some TMR. Alright, there's that postage stamp done. Let's let my worker do one more across, and then we'll go up. Do one more across up there, and that should be plenty of turnaround space. Yeah, that's going to be one this way, and then one up, and then one over, and then we'll let him start back on this side where he was at, and then just bring it all the way back towards us. That way I can get to finishing up field 8. say one more north-south, but when the sun sets back over that mountain there that I'm looking at right there, that's east. Or west, excuse me, that's east. That mountain I look at is west. So yeah, I guess we are going north-south. Okay, we are north-south. All right, we are. That's west, that's east. It's west to our left, east to our right. So we are going north-south. Pretty sure pretty soon we're going to have the worker going south-north. And I'm going to probably be getting off in a little bit because I'm not going to drag it out too much longer. There's a Tennessee ball game. We're playing Florida, one of our biggest rivals. I'm going as much as I love Tennessee, I hate to say this, I guess I'm going to go watch Tennessee get their butt waxed in the swamp, which is what the Florida Gators call their territory inside their stadium. We've got a good team this year. I'm hoping that we can do a little bit better job than we have in the past 10 years against one of our biggest competitions. Florida, Alabama, and I believe Georgia are our three biggest rivals as far as college football goes. And yes, I still support college football. NFL, yeah, I'm a fan, but we got to the point where some things about the NFL just don't sit with me anymore. They're not like the NFL that I grew up with. And I've been on this planet 55 years. And those were some teams back in the day, back in the 70s and early 60s and early 80s. Those were some teams. That should give us, or should I say the worker, enough room to turn without squelching when he comes in line with the tree. Set him off. We're going to finish that line job. I think the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clean them sheep. So I'm going to go down here and get that corn header before I finish that up. Finish it up on field 8. Get headlands cut up here on 13, get a worker going on 13, that way I can get that contract done and move on to another contract, because looks like we got some more fields up there going to be wanting to get harvested. I've used my own equipment. Seeing that we got this thing that holds more, we can make job go by just a little bit quicker than 10,000 liters at a time. We can do 17,000 liters. I mean, I could have went for a big John Deere that does 25,000 liters, but the thing about that is I like tire-wise, I don't know if I could get across that bridge, especially with a set of doubles on the front. So when it comes to those John Deeres, I like doing the big double tires on the front, big balloon tires. Let's see, get this thing. Pull it around the right way. Now the fun part is squeezing in here and trying to get this corn header. Could it be any tighter with this building? this on up to field 13. I don't know why I parked that semi up, and now we got to get it back out. I don't know where that crop's going to. I think it's going over to Eastern Supply. Field 1 here is ready to go. Let's see that so we get that contract. Got to pay pretty good as far as price to harvest it and price to on the back end of whatever crop we are harvesting there. I think that is wheat we might be doing. It might be barley. I know I sowed it, so I'm trying to think what it was I sowed in that field under contract. Cut first down here at the bottom. The trees down here that this will, what the worker will not do, and then we gotta get down the other end and cut a headland down there. We got the river, the trees sitting down there. Then we'll move on to field 8, get that going. Excuse me. The weather's changed here in Tennessee. We've got cooler weather now. My body's just now learning to adjust to it. And I guess that's one reason why my throat's going a little off on me, my voice. Take this to market. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of money on the back end besides the contract price. So the money will go back up some more. I need to get me a tedder, and mower, and a windrower, and a feed wagon. That's pretty much all I really need extra now. I think we're going to be fine as far as the slot count goes. Plus, like I said, I want to get those root beet harvesters, so root crop harvester, and a couple of headers for it. should be enough room to turn around. Plus, I want to get up, get more level up here. This hill, for some reason, with planting and sowing and cultivating. And I don't know. The worker has a little problem with the hill, with the slope of this field on this end. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but the worker does. And when I turn a worker loose, I want to make sure he's doing the right job and getting paid to do the job, and not shirk his duties and leave me short. I don't mind cleaning up little bits, but I don't want to be cleaning up big pieces of stuff that he's missed. So we paid $1,000 for our worker wages today. I'm not going to complain. Make that back off this field. Again. Yeah, that should be plenty enough turn around down. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite end. Let's see how our worker's on the corner. Oh, he's almost done. That's good. It's real good. Loving the cool weather. Beats summer. I'm a fall person anyway. I like the cooler weather. Wintertime, yeah, I'm 50-50 on it. I like early to mid-spring, but anything after that, it starts getting to where at times it's unbearable, and you don't want to be sitting in the house. You don't want to really be doing much of nothing except just trying to stay cool. A lot of people this year complaining in my ear about the heat, and now the same person was complaining, one of the same people that was complaining about the daggone heat 2 months ago is now complaining about, oh, it's too cold. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's only 20 degrees cooler than it was. It's not in the 80s and the 60s now. That's not cold. That's, to me, that's early springtime weather. One might do it here since he's got this much room. I don't know what it looks like down this end. Let's see what it looks like down this end. We have to do one more. I don't know. There's a good possibility. If we had a worker on here, he might be able to turn back. Well, that's plenty. That should be plenty of room to reverse and pull to. I hope. Look at that slope. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn a worker loose and see what he does. If he misses down this end, we can always, I can always clean it up. We'll get on back on the field 8. Start working on that. We'll sit here and do a ride along all day with the worker. Come on now, come on. You're going to go up and cut that off in a minute. Let's jump back out on field 8. Let him go. He'll go down, and by the time we get done, he should be all the way down to up that far end and then back up again. When he gets back up here, hopefully we can see if he'll make the turn. If he can't make the turn, we'll cut another headland off up where we just came from. I want to get this done. I'm trying to wonder why that just, I don't know if you saw that, but I noticed that when I made the first pass, doing lime there. Got a little frame rate drop for some odd reason. Plus, you know, I got to get on here and I got to fertilize these 2 fields here in front of me. That's another thing I got to do. Get that taken care of. See, right there he's doing fine, but then all of a sudden, boom, boom, right there it is. I don't know if it's the map, the mod, or just a combination of everything. Internet, all that stuff. I apologize for it if you see that little glitchy hiccups. I'm pretty sure why this is streaming. I don't know if it's streaming in HD. It should be. I know that when I go check it later after I get done with the stream, it won't be high quality HD. It'll be like a mid quality HD. After it sits about 24 hours, it renders. It comes back out as the high quality. I don't know why that is. I mean, all my settings are HD. I've got the HD quality on my TV turned down. So, oh Lord, I missed the spot. So I don't have that problem. And I've dropped the resolution down just a tad on the PlayStation to keep that in that. I cannot believe I missed that. Got a little too far over. Right there. Boom, boom. I just noticed it again. Say, yay, Xfinity Comcast, appreciate you. You're worth the money I pay every month. Not. That's going to be that field limed. Then we can move on to the cultivation of it. Stop there, turn that off, back into the harvester and see how that's going. I think we're going to put one more headland right here just to be safe, or maybe 2 more stripes. Yeah, I just want to be sure, you know what I'm saying? So let's just do that. Let's go up 1 and down 1 here. The worker, and then we'll go back the same way we're going. Take a look at the field and see if he missed either at the bottom. Nope, he didn't. I don't see nothing missed. Take a look at our worker over here. 1 down and 1 back. He'll be done with the corn. That's good. We're making some progress and some headway. This is a little more smoother and more relaxing than it was the last time I was on streaming and doing this farm. A lot more. Now, can he make the turn without the tree getting him any progress? Or is he going to back it in? He's going to back it in. That's what I thought. Let's see. Oh man, look at the truck. We're almost getting close to being full. Alright, that should be enough to do this field. Turn around, up and down. Plus, I want a little bit off this slope to look on this side. I'd rather be a little more even, Steven, more in the flat. But through here I had problems with, of course that was a Russell Mash harvester, but that don't mean that we saw over there. This one missed a little speck of rice. I don't like when they miss. Let's go ahead and, I want to stop him down here at the end of the row if he don't stop automatically right here in a second. Get the truck and unload it. Starting at the other part of the field. Turn those beacons off. Turn that off. Get the truck. Roll the tarp. Loaded. And I'll put the worker up here to the top of the field. Okay, hang on a minute. I got a problem here. What the heck is going on over there? Oh, okay. I thought he was going the wrong way. He's going to, wait a minute. I thought he went down and back up. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was going up and down. I don't know. I'll get up here. Starting to work off on the top part of the field. Work our way back to the roadside. That. And corn is sown. What's that? Alrighty. Truck out of the way. That much seed out of 12,000. That's not too bad. Yeah, smooth that out. That wasn't there when I finished this bridge. Oh, there's two lines. That little bumpy right there is going to get smoothed up too. I'll do that off camera. Get back over here and get to cultivate. Just do that right there for right now. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, give that subscribe button a tap. If you'd like to leave a comment, go right ahead. And if you would like to share this with anyone, then by all means, please be my guest. Have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you down the line. We'll do it again soon. Stay safe and stay healthy. And as always, friends and neighbors, happy farming. We'll see you another day.